Hey everybody, Kaoiji here. So there are a couple of talking points that I kind of want to go over when it comes to the 7-star weapons. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the Kaizaar series weapons. As many of you guys are already aware of, you need a lot of materials to be able to get a Kaizaar series weapon. You need 150 Blizzardiums, you need 900 Icicle Orbs, and 60 Icicle Cubes, as well as a plus 50 Rokz weapon. Now, there are two topics of discussion when it comes to this in the first place is how do you farm Blizzardium and do the fixes and other augments that are on your already existing Rokz weapon transfer over to your Kaizaar weapon. First of all, when it comes to the actual transfer of the Rokz series weapons into the Kaizaar weapons, none of your augments, none of your affixes, nothing that is already on that weapon transfers over to the Kaizaar series weapon. This means that for all of you who have used Mastery 4s or you fully augmented your Rokz weapons in hopes that that was going to be something that you were able to use long term, well, now with the Kaizaar series, you lose all that. Now, someone's going to say that this is in the first 2 weeks of the update, but that's again part of the problem. Within these first 2 weeks of the updates, a lot of people who've prepped ahead of time are going to be taking their Rokz series weapons, being the fact that they had the highest damage previously, fully augmenting them, and then making sure that they're able to last long term. This isn't even a mindset that's exclusive to NGS. This is a mindset that has always been available, including the Japanese version of PSO2. So now when you look at the game, all of these people who have been already looking forward to, oh my God, my Rokz series weapons are going to be really great. Let me fully augment this. Now, all of those augments that they're putting onto those weapons are completely null and void, as they do not transfer over to the Kaizaar series weapons. If you had any multi-weapons or fixes that are available on your Rokz series weapons, they do not transfer into the Kaizaar either, effectively making it so that a lot of the progress you make is kind of up in the air. Like, is this even worth it? Now, if you even use some examples from base PSO2, you had time to be able to use the previous series weapons while you were building up your newer weapon series. An example with things like the Starquake, those weapons allowed you to fully augment them and then basically transfer that into the upgraded version, having all of the augments still attached. This makes it next to impossible for anybody to currently enjoy any of the weapon series that they have, especially since there's going to be more 7 stars on the horizon. But since that's data mine content, I'm not going to cover that right away. It's just really frustrating when you go to start working on a weapon series and then you lose progress upgrading that weapon series because the augments and everything else that you put the time and money to be able to invest into is now just considered a crafting material in the actual crafting process or upgrading process of these weapon series. Personally, I don't think anybody would mind the 150 Blizzardium grind or even the equalizer grind. That's, I just think is just something that they can change really quick if everything were able to transfer over into the next weapon series. But once you have that icing on the cake, it's kind of like, is this even worth it? I might as well just wait till I get a rugged series weapon. And while it has the potential to do maybe less damage, it's, worth it if I don't go stir crazy and wind up losing stuff. My point is that there should be disclaimers on these things when we're actually upgrading. And this should have also been communicated ahead of time that when we're upgrading to the Kaizaar series weapons, anything that is available on the Rokz does not transfer over. As far as Blizzardium goes, that's able to be grinded from the frozen gold boxes. And then in addition to that, it takes 8 weeks for you to be able to get 150 if you don't grind for any and you only use the trade-in from the shop. That's 2 months for one weapon. I'm not gonna lie to you, even in base PSO2, when Persona was first released back on PSO2 JP, it didn't take anybody 2 months to be able to get that weapon series. I actually love the grind. I love to be able to trade up my weapons, and I love this idea that we have this trade-in system finally in place. But the implementation of it from base PSO2 to NGS just leaves a sour taste in my mouth. I'm gonna say it once and I'm gonna say it again. There are a lot of things that I feel like are just really well placed improvements when it comes to the Kaizaar region and NGS as a whole. I mean, the only thing that we really can do when it comes to these things is to continue being super vocal when it comes to the NGS headline hashtag. We all want this game to succeed, and Sega's in clear need of feedback as they keep asking for player feedback. During the next survey, maybe talk about how these things are happening. Go use the NGS hashtag on Twitter. Maybe share some posts when it comes to hey, this shouldn't be a thing on Twitter as well. But most of all, be respectful and constructive. Insulting the development team and even saying oh my God, they don't know how to do their job or they're not playing their own game. No matter how good of an idea that you have, it's the easiest way of getting ignored. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys again for watching as always. And as far as Blizzardium goes, that's farmable. I'm still not a fan of the Kaizaar series weapons, especially with the Rokz. All of these things are short-term problems, and And honestly, it's just, it is what it is right now. I hope the development team is listening, because the consensus across the board when it comes to global and the JP community is that no one likes these. No one likes anything that was implemented when it comes to these features. They like the features, not how they were implemented. But anyway, thank you guys again for watching. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out.